You know you were created for something more, but life happens. One day you're running hard after your dreams, the next you're wondering if you took a wrong turn. Is it too late to turn around? Welcome to Faithfully Empowered, a podcast for Christian women who are ready to rise above self-doubt, live boldly, and step fully into the life that God designed for them. I'm Lisa Landry, author, artist, and founder of Faithfully Empowered. I'm here to remind you that your Creator has equipped you with gifts to further His kingdom here on earth. My heart is to encourage you to cultivate faith-filled confidence so that you can step into the life He's calling you to. If you're ready to trade fear for faith and walk in your God-given authority, let me help you live faithfully empowered. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Faithfully Empowered podcast. I'm Lisa Landry. Today we're talking about something we all wrestle with, taking that first step when God is asking us to move. Trusting Him can feel scary, especially when we don't know what's ahead, but it's always worth it. Your stomach is in knots, your brain is spinning on all the what ifs. What if I fail? What if I heard God wrong? What if I embarrass myself? We're going to talk about all of that today, why it's scary, what makes it worth it, and how you can take your next step with trust instead of fear. So why is the first step so hard? It's hard because it means leaving behind what's familiar. Even if we're ready for a change, even if what we're stepping out of isn't great, there's something about comfortable that makes it hard to let go. But here's the thing. Jesus never promised us comfort. In John 16:33, He said, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." He didn't say, "Follow me and everything will be easy." He said, "Follow me and I'll be with you in the hard." We don't take brave steps because we have it all figured out. We take brave steps because we trust the one leading us. When you're called, you're equipped. I want to remind you of something powerful today. You're not stepping out empty-handed. 1 Peter 4:10 says, "Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace." That means God didn't just call you, He equipped you. Your gifts, your experiences, your passions, they're all intentional pieces of the purpose He's placed in you. And let's talk about one of those gifts that gets overlooked quite often, and that's creativity. As we unpack in Fearless and Free, creativity isn't just for artists and designers. It's for everyone. Creativity shows up in how you solve problems, how you plan, how you innovate, how you serve. If you're an artist, sharing your work is an act of obedience. If you're a teacher, a leader, or someone who just thinks a little differently, your creativity is part of your calling. God didn't give you the gifts so that they could stay hidden. He gave them to be used for His glory and the good of others. And if He's calling you forward, you can trust the promise from 1 Thessalonians 5:24. The one who calls you is faithful, and He will do it. Not you'll do it perfectly, not you'll never doubt again, but He will do it through you. So let me take you back to a first step moment of mine, one that involved a tent, a lot of uncertainty, and eventually a whole lot of God. Now, I didn't grow up camping. Our family vacations were spent on the New Jersey or Delaware beaches. My dad used to joke that his idea of roughing it was staying in the embassy suites. And honestly, I kind of inherited that mindset. I don't like bugs, I don't want dirt in my sleeping bag, and I just really overall was not sure about camping. But after living in New Hampshire for over a decade now, where vacations usually mean being in the lakes or the mountains, my cousin started talking to me about camping. My husband, a true New Englander, lit up at the idea that I might actually try it. So for Christmas that year, I gave him a tent and I booked our first trip. I was equal parts optimistic and terrified. Coming out of COVID, I was craving simplicity, stillness, something that felt like an escape from the noise. So I went for it with courage and a lot of bug spray. And let me tell you, that first trip, everything went wrong. If I told you the details, you'd wonder why I ever wanted to go camping again. But here's what happened. Something deeper than the discomfort, beyond the bugs and the chaos. I found the place where God was waiting for me. In the White Mountains of New Hampshire, surrounded by pine trees and still waters, I experienced the truth of Psalm 23. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. That trip restored something in me. When we got home, Bill thought, well, at least she gave it a shot. But I surprised him and I said, I want to do it again. And he was thrilled and I was enchanted. When he invited me to try his kayak, I didn't hesitate. There on still waters, I watched a loon paddle right up to me with her babies. I saw an eagle soar overhead. I discovered a patch of rare ghost flowers, white and hidden, beautiful in their mystery. You'd think that those are once-in-a-lifetime events, but in New Hampshire, out on the rivers and the lakes, or hiking those less traveled trails, God is always there, and creation has a way of reminding you, you are small, He is big, and He is so present in the unknown. I didn't just feel close to God out there. I felt reminded that He sees me, that He still has plans for me, that those little holy moments in the middle of nowhere, they weren't just for comfort, they were for confirmation. That even when I don't feel ready, He is still calling me forward. You are called for this, and Romans 11:29 reminds us, God's gifts and His call are irrevocable. He hasn't changed His mind about you, even if you've delayed, even if you feel scared, even if you've failed before. If He's calling you forward, it's because He's already gone ahead of you. And just a quick takeaway, if you ever go on a hike that's on a less traveled trail, stay on the path. There are people who have gone before you, and most of the time, those markers are there for a reason. And when I say stay on the trail, I actually do mean that literally. That first camping trip, it had been a rainy summer. The hike we chose, super muddy. We tried to go around it, but went so far and it just wasn't good. The map showed that if we stepped off the trail, we could climb the hill to get to the road. Except when we reached the road, we realized it hadn't been a road for many years. So that shortcut ended up being way harder than just sticking to the path. So if you're thinking about skipping the path God has already laid out for you, don't do it. It might be messy, but at least it's marked, and He's already walked it. Friend, maybe today you're standing at the edge of something new, something God is asking you to step into, and maybe it feels scary, and that's okay. Fear is a normal part of faith-filled living, but it doesn't get to make your decisions. You don't need all the answers to say yes. You don't need a full map to take the first step. You just need to trust the one who walks with you. If today's episode spoke to you, would you share it with someone who might need this reminder too? You never know how your yes could encourage someone else's. Until next time, stay courageous, stay expectant, stay faithfully empowered. Thanks for spending time with me today. If this episode encouraged you, I'd love to hear from you. Share it with a friend or leave a comment to let me know where you're tuning in from. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you're looking for more resources to grow in faith and confidence, head over to faithfullyempowered.com. You can sign up for my newsletter and get access to the latest tools, encouragement, and updates.